Hi everybody, Derek Riley here. Apologies for the technical difficulties we had with the PR and marketing workshop that we tried to run earlier on this evening. We've gone back online to see if I can answer any questions in the questions and answers app on the side of your screen. So it's great to see JCI Iceland still online. So what I'm doing is going to hold on for about 20 minutes and see if there's any questions and answers that we have regarding PR and marketing for your local branch or national branch. I've had some questions privately through to my Facebook page, and some people are going to be at the European Presidents meeting this weekend in Scotland. So what we're going to do is we are going to meet up and have a cup of coffee there and talk about some of their national so thanks, JCI Iceland and Ireland, so close together. It's great to see you still online. Big hello around the country. Any questions for me? And anybody else, please feel free to pop the questions in the screen. That'd be great. All very quiet out there. So we're going to see what kind of questions we have going on. Okay, so no questions coming through here. So a question in from Ramal. JC Iceland is cheering. Question in from Ramal. How do I think the different forms of social media will make a difference depending on your target audience? So the ones that we're focusing on at the moment within Ireland are LinkedIn. And we're finding that we're getting more of a traditional professional base on that, but we're also finding that the older alumni, people that have been former junior chamber members in the past, are starting to reconnect through LinkedIn because they're professionals, they've gotten a bit older, and they're looking to see what's happening within the organization. So we have our national country page, which people can follow, but we also have a group that people can participate and can post on. So we're finding LinkedIn very good for more professional members, but also the older members that have senators, past members, exactly. We have some branches using Snapchat. We have some branches that are very strong on Twitter. We have a new branch after starting at the weekend, and they're using Twitter to start, and then they're going to start on LinkedIn, or sorry, on Facebook and LinkedIn. Google Plus, we're finding that it is getting it's good for search engine ranking and search engine optimization, but we are finding that it doesn't get a lot of traction really. So when you're posting on the other ones, you're as well to post on that one as well, and will help with search engine optimization. Question from JCI Iceland, specifically to do with Facebook. What's the best way to use Facebook to promote JCI? What I find is the social sharing, getting all your members to individually share the post that the branches come up with, but also that you have to, what is said is pay to play. So you are actually having to boost your posts, you're having to advertise the branch and targeting the audience that you're looking for, 18 to 40 or 25 to 32 or whatever your target audience is, and the geographical area that you're also looking to target in, rather than advertising to everybody in the western side of the country. If it's specifically around a city or a region, that you can target that on Facebook. A mixture, but not too often, of posts. So it could be a question, it could be a picture, it could be a quote, it could be a meme, which is a picture with something funny or something inspirational on it, but not every day, maybe every other day. Creating events for your monthly events, for your conferences, again, and getting your members to interact with it, but also Director of Communications in JCI Ireland, Emma Boylan, is always great at the start of each event and reminding throughout the presentation or whatever's been ran, reminding people to interact on social media regarding reminding people to tweet, getting people to check in at the Facebook event, getting people to review it, all this kind of stuff. So it's prompting and spoon feeding the members and the participants in the audience regarding getting that interaction going, because a lot of people just sit back and are passive social media audiences, but you have to try and coax them out and get them to use whatever social media they're on, whether it be Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Hangout. So I hope that answers your question, JC Iceland. Catalina, what kind of content should we post on social media to involve qualitative members in organizations through social media? Very good question. I saw this question coming up when Tina was also presenting. The type of content that you would like to involve qualitative members. So if you consider yourself a qualitative member, what type of content would you like to see? So it may be that you are looking for interesting facts, statistics, graphics. Are you a visual learner? Do you like to participate in a question or a comment or a poll or a survey? So lots of different, think how your audience would like to react to what you're posting. So if you find it funny, people like you will find it funny. If you don't think it's in good taste, people might not find it in good taste. If you think you're posting too often, that means you're probably posting too often, and people like you will think you're posting too often. So if you're looking to resonate and connect with somebody like yourself, think of how you like to interact with social media. What would you like? What time of the day are you on social media? So you can also look at your analytics and your insights across your social media and across Facebook, and find out when your target audience is online. So posting something at 11 a.m. in the morning, your target audience may not be on until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So you're wasting that post of whatever organic reach it may have. You may have to boost that to get that out there and get that reach out there. So I hope that answers your question, Catalina. So it's content that you think is relevant to the type of person that you're looking to talk to. So if it's professional, young professionals, posting content that resonates with young professionals. If it's students, if it's an older demographic, maybe people with young families, what is the type of content that they're looking for? What is your target audience into? And it may not be on Facebook. It may be that they're on LinkedIn. It may be that they're a younger demographic. They may be on Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. Find out where your audience is and then start using that social media and figuring that social media out. So hopefully that answers your question, Catalina. So I have a question in from Jennifer, and Jennifer's wondering how best to use Snapchat, because it seems to be exploding at this very moment. But it seems to be a younger demographic, 25 and under. It's very short. It's very snappy. Snapchat. Also, it's within 10-second bursts, and it only lasts for 24 hours. So it's very much having to keep that social media engine interested and fed. It may be an idea maybe to pass the Snapchat account out between each member. So for the number of members that you have within the organization, each day that Snapchat account is managed by an individual member belonging to the branch or the local organization. So you're getting a perspective of the different types of people that are in your local organization. So it could be on Monday it's the young professional, on Tuesday it's the student, on Wednesday it's the young mother, on Thursday it's the whatever it may be. But the person watching this is saying, well, there's a lot of different types of people there, but also some people that I'm exactly like, or that I resonate to as well. So we are finding that a lot of branches are using Snapchat to connect with different types of people. It's a different type of social media. But like any of the social medias or your website or whatever it may be, you really have to make sure that you keep it up to date, you keep the content fresh, like having a Facebook page and not having it updated in the last week, or a Twitter account, or having a LinkedIn personal profile page for yourself and then not updating your company page, which might be for the branch or whatever it may be. So it's utilizing, if you're going to start any of the social media platforms, making sure that you're keeping it up to date and keeping it fresh. So the ones that we're talking about are Twitter, which again is very active in some markets. And I know when I talked at the Growth and Development Academy in Turkey before the European conference last year, some countries aren't very active on Twitter at all. So you obviously have to try and see what social media is, but also be leaders in social media and be pioneers and actually going to an area of social media that nobody else is in at the moment and really taking ownership of it and becoming the forefront of that platform. So the question is back from JCI Iceland. Is there a difference in reach with different social media? 100%. Again, depending on the social media, depending on the demographic, depending on the territory or country. So for example, I know in some of the Eastern European countries, that Twitter wouldn't be very strong. I know that LinkedIn mightn't be very strong in some of the Mediterranean countries. Snapchat may not be very, and so on and so forth. You know your own country. Research the social media demographics and reach for your country. Type in the name of your country. So if it's Iceland, see what percentage of the population, the target market that you're looking for, if it's 18 to 40, if it's going to be within that age bracket, put in that age bracket and see what's the fastest move with social media, or what's the one that has the most constant, or what's the one that's growing the most, or whatever it may be. So again, depending on the social medias, we're talking Twitter, we're talking Facebook, we're talking LinkedIn, we are talking Snapchat. Instagram is a good one, but it sometimes can be very photographic, and that's what it is. It's a photograph sharing app. You can also JCI Dublin this last year did an Instagram competition where they used Instagram to show healthy eating, and people had to take a picture of their dish, but then also use their social media so that but they also had to put a piece of paper with JCI Dublin healthier living, healthy sitting options. There was a hashtag that they were using. So you can use social media, and when you use a different type of social media like Instagram, which would be one I would never have thought of for a local organization, it can sometimes generate interest from people that may never have come across JCI. So hopefully that answers your question. I see Tina is on as well. Tina?
Yes.
Your camera's very low there, or high there, whatever way it's going to be. I'd like to thank Tina for taking over and doing over an hour of my presentation. Not very easy when it wasn't her own content, and she did a fantastic job relating it back to JCI, and not easy to be thrown in at the deep end. So I really appreciate Tina's helping out there. We had a technical difficulty. We don't know why I couldn't get online, because we were able to practice beforehand, hence why I'm wearing my tie. So Tina, can you see the questions there as well? On the questions.
Right now I have those technical challenges and I'm trying to open up.
That's no problem. So the next question we've got coming on is back from Catalina again. How can we take control? How can we take under control local marketing activities as a national organization? Should we, as a national organization, control all activities like content on social media, content on websites, and so on? It's a very good question, and I got asked this question from a country last year. So the way we operate within JCI Ireland is we have a national director of communications, and this year we have a director of digital communications, so it's very specific to social media. So that would be they would have a general team. So depending on the time of year, there would be different projects going on. So at the moment, we're just about to start TOIP, the Outstanding Young Person Awards. So across all the branches, we're trying to have a combined effort of using a similar hashtag during the year. Do we have direct control over each of our branches in Ireland? We don't, because we have a national executive committee, we have a national council, and we're monitoring each other's branches. So it's very much keeping an eye on each other's to make sure that nobody's going off topic or on a tangent on something or a topic that we don't feel is within a JCI remit. So we don't have control. Within my own day job, we have different Facebook pages for each of the businesses that groups that I run on. We do have control as an admin on each of those groups. I think that's a good way, because sometimes people leave, passwords get lost, and then accounts then don't get updated because nobody can remember the password or the person that had access to the password. So Catalina, I would say working with the local branches, explaining to them what theme they want to get out there, but also being on the admin of each of the social medias or knowing the passwords, so that if somebody forgets it or leaves the organization, that the access to that social media account isn't lost. But I would also make sure that you're not posting without the local organization having knowledge of it, or making sure that you're not posting stuff that they don't agree with, or not that they shouldn't agree with. There shouldn't be any issue between local and national organization. So I definitely think it's a working with. It may require a workshop, a webinar, explaining exactly why we want to do something and the message we want to get across between all the local branches. So I hope that answered your question, Catalina, and please come back with another question if it did or didn't. JCI, we have such a broad mission statement. How do we give marketing of JCI a focus so that the message is clear and possible? It's about targeting on which area you want to focus on. So if you want to develop the community side of things, maybe for the month of February, you're going to focus on just talking about community and what JCI can do for your local community. And then for March, it might be entrepreneurship, it might be international travel, it might be personal development with public speaking, debating, project management skills. So you have a theme for the month. So it might be like a hashtag that you're using specifically for the month, or you might have a hashtag that you use across the year that encompasses all of it. So the JCI International hashtag, as we call it, would be better. So a lot of the local and national organizations use that same hashtag, so that if anybody's talking about any of their organizations' activities, such as community event, why are we doing the community event? Because we want to be better as a community. Why am I going to an international conference? Because I want to be better as an international citizen. Why do I want to help with the public speaking and debating? Because I want to be better as for personal development. So there's lots of different reasons I can be better, as the hashtag would use. So it is a very broad mission statement. We are all things, and it's all encompassing. And JCI is the organization that everybody can find a home with, no matter what their interest, no matter what their background, no matter what it may be. And you will join the organization for one reason, but you'll get so much more out of the other areas of opportunity. So I'd say if you're finding it difficult to, what do we need to focus on? Focus on one thing of the broad mission statement. So if it is developing personal, individual personal development, or if it is community, or if it is business, or if it is international. In Ireland, we have the 4 areas. Some organizations have 5. They talk about the social side of things, and being a part of JCI for the social development, meeting partners, meeting friends, all that kind of good stuff. So I'd focus on that, and for the month, and try and have all the local branches and all the national organizations. And that's what those national projects do as well. Within JCI Ireland, we run some of the international events like the TOYP, the Outstanding Young Person Awards, but we also have the Active Citizenship Week, which is an event we run in September. And all branches take part in that. We have the Leadership Academy, we have Friendly Business Awards. So there's lots of different areas, but we try and have a rounded program of events and a rounded area of marketing campaigns, so that we're not just community, we're not just international heading off, having lots of parties, which is great. Tina really likes all that kind of stuff, don't you, Tina? And we like all of it, and that's why we're members of JCI. We might prefer a single area, but we get so much out of all of those. So hopefully that answers that question. I'm not sure. Tina, have you anything to add? Tina has lost her voice. I can see you, Tina, and you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Have you muted yourself? Until Tina comes back, and she is experiencing technical difficulties in this day and age. We're finding that if you are using YouTube, which this video and Tina's training earlier on is going to be on, that if it's going to be for advertising and to generate interest for your branches, you need to keep it short. Number one, the high percentage of your viewers are going to be looking at it on a mobile device, whether it be a smartphone, whether it's going to be a tablet. They're going to look at it on mobile. So it needs to be short. I'd say less than 90 seconds. So if it's going to be a specific an ad about the local branch or about a specific project, or whether it's going to be, these are the areas that we cover within our JCI. Catalina has another question. Should a brand identify of a local project have the JCI logo, local JCI logo? Should a brand identity of a local project have the JCI local logo? Catalina, will you just clarify that for me? So is this a local project specific to that local organization? So the Dublin ABC project, should that have then the JCI Dublin logo attached to it, if that's what you mean? Can you just clarify that for me? So should a brand identity of a local project have the JCI local logo? If it's local specific, I have no problem with that. So for example, the Instagram project that we talked about with JCI Dublin, that was a JCI Dublin project. They were the only ones in the country running it, and that was branded JCI Dublin. If we find that we get enough traction in projects at a local level, what happens is, should a brand identity of a local project have the JCI logo included? Should a brand identity of a local project have the local JCI logo? I think that's what I'm answering. We find at a national level, if we're looking at a project that's running really well within the local organization, we'll take that on as a national project as well. So we have the Friendly Business Awards. This is where we award local businesses in each of the local branches on 5 areas of friendliness. So were their customer service, was their customer service good? Was their eco-friendliness good? Was their disability friendliness? Was their online friendliness? So there's, what's the 5th one? Customer, shop layout. So was the environment friendly, not just the people that you were dealing with? So those 5 areas, that started as a JCI Dublin local project. It went so well in Dublin that we actually roll it out around the country. Each of our local branches run it, and there's local winners, and then they go up to a national level at the national convention, where we actually have the JCI Ireland Friendly Business Awards. Free to enter. Companies can get massive exposure from it, but that started off at a local level. So no problem with a local project being run by a local branch, being branded with the local identity, as long as it's been approved by national, as long as they're not having a sexy calendar or something that's not JCI approved, if that makes sense. I have no problem with sexy calendars, and some branches and some countries have had sexy calendars, but hopefully that answers your question. For example, we have a business practice, some local event. It has its personal logo. Yes, it should. That's the question. Should it have a JCI logo as well? If it is a JCI run project, I believe it will help the brand. It will help the brand identity. Yes, it should have its JCI local branding as well, not just a standalone brand, because then it's just a project or an event that's run by somebody, and JCI, the local branch and the national branch, aren't getting the benefit from it. So hopefully that answers your questions and gives you a bit of an example on it. So we've got about a minute, 2 more minutes left. Any more questions? Tina, have you got your voice back? That'll be a no. I can't hear you anyway, Tina, unless somebody else can hear you. I can see your lips moving. I'm okay. And I'm no good at lip reading. I have no idea. But I'd like to thank everybody for their time. We're sorry about the technical difficulties, and we appreciate there were so many people on the call earlier on. We hopefully that some of them will get to see this video afterwards, and we may try and run this again with more people online so we can start answering more questions. I'm by no means an expert. I've just been around. If we could shoot a 30-second video to promote JCI, what would you suggest the content to be? Interesting. I would like to see, it's very difficult, it would want to be short and snappy, but I think you could do the 4 seconds or 5 seconds of each of the areas of opportunity. So do you like international travel? Do you like meeting people from different countries? That's 2 questions in a 5-second window that would explain that we do JCI International. Do you want to develop yourself personally? Do you want to practice in a safe environment, public speaking, debating skills? If that's the personal development side of things. involvement in the community, etc., and also the business side of things, business networking, business development, business ideas. So you could do 5 seconds in each one of those, and then either end, what we call bookend. Like when you're stacking up books, you have to have a bookend either side to keep everything together. The JCI logo at the start and JCI logo for more information and link into the website, because you have to start and finish with what the JCI video is about. So I'd nearly do 10 seconds at the start, 10 seconds at the finish about JCI, just the branding and the logo, and then 5 seconds by 4 in the middle. My calculation is working out good, of each of the areas of opportunity, and it will be very short, snappy. It'd want to be well produced. We're a professional organization for young leaders and entrepreneurs, and I think that it needs to convey that professionalism as well. So that's what would be my idea. Hopefully that gives you some answer. Hopefully that answers your question, Iceland. Tina, can you post a question? No, that's what that said there. We're figuring that out. Okay, that's no problem. At least I can. I don't know why you're not coming through on sound. Hopefully that answers the question for JCI Iceland. So what we might do is put it up on the JCI EDC group as to whether they want to run another Q&A session, or they want to finish off some of the examples that that Tina didn't get a chance to get to through no fault of her own. Okay, and the last, can you please leave a feedback about this website design that we planned for a local organization project? Okay, give me a second and see, does this open up for me? I'm not sure if anybody else can see this. I'll quickly have a look at it, Catalina, and I'll give you some feedback now. You're probably still looking at me, but I'm looking at a different web screen. Catalina, that did not come through for me. I'll try it one more time. No. If you want to message with me on Facebook, I'll happily give you some feedback on it, and we can see, and I can give you hopefully some advice or some guidance on it. But it didn't come through that link that you put up on the extension that you sent through to me. What I am going to try and do now, see where, there we go. Kathleen, will you send me a Facebook, and anybody that's listening to me, if you want to send me a Facebook message. As I said at the start of this broadcast, we have had some people saying that they're going to be at EPM, the European Presidents Meeting this week in Aberdeen. So if you want to meet up with me for a cup of coffee or a gin and tonic, I'll happily accept that as well. We will see the chance to record this first session as a whole again properly and get it online. Excellent. Is that you, Tina? Yes. So on the group chat section of Google Hangouts, that is Tina just saying what we're going to do is maybe look at re-recording that and doing it all as one take so that people can get an idea and a reference point, and we might do some Q&A answers afterwards. Tina, thank you so much again for the time, and apologies again to everybody. It was nobody's fault. It's just technical difficulties and gremlins in the machines, but we will get there in the end. I think we've all our questions answered. As I said, connect with me on Facebook, Tina, and we also have our JCI EDC e-Academy pages that people can log into, but you can connect with me. I have my Master and Chief Victor saying that all is well. And Victor, thank you very much for asking me to train at this and for the EDC. I was a member of the EDC last year and I worked with Victor, so you're very lucky to have him as your chairman. He's an excellent... Tina, I think we can hear you.
Can you?
Yay!
Oh, last minute. Okay, from my behalf also, apologies for the technical challenges. But as I wrote, and thank you so much for Derek, that you had the time to take this extra half an hour here and answer some of the questions. But we really have a situation that we will discuss with Derek, that if we would have a one take, put it online so you get the proper first training regarding PR and marketing, because this was now flavored with additional communication on challenges, which of course are reality when you do marketing and communication.
Excellent. Okay.
Thank you for all. for taking part.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Victor. And thanks, everybody. JCI Iceland. Woo. I have to visit someday. I have to get invited. But thanks very much, and we'll see you all soon, okay? Bye.
Bye bye.